Welcome to another edition, a special one at that, of the DawgHouse. I am your host, the Sad Dog. Wait, that doesn't sound right this week. I am your champion, the top dog himself, Sad Dog. You heard me right. The Sad Dog was the top dog in 2019. I did it. I am your champion. And I told you from day one I was going to do it. You didn't believe me. No one did. You all laughed at the dog. You scoffed at the dog. You joked at the dog. And I kept telling you week after week after week I was going to do it. Because this was the year of the Sad Dog. People didn't like that I may have snuck by with ties or victories. Not my problem. Because I did it. And I did it in decisive fashion this week. It wasn't a nail biter like it was week before against Ahar. It was a blowout over D-Harb. D-Harb is a quality opponent. He knows how to win. He dominated all year, but you can say whatever you want. The loss of Christian Yelich stung him, but he still had a team that was just insane. And for me to come out on top and smack him around the way I did last week, you can say what you want, but I did it. And I'm the one laughing now. So, when the year of Sad Dog ends, officially, it's kind of over because the season's over and I am your champ because I'm also the man. I know Thrills and Ant would like to see that shirt. I am also going to change up my belt and get a different belt because it's more suited for the dog. And it'll be quality. But for right now, it's no longer the next champ or NXT champ officially. This is the real champ. I told you all I would do it. And I said it before and I said it again every time. It was the year of Sad Dog. And all of you realized the case. You couldn't take down my arms. My bat slid up at the right time. And say what you will. But I got it. And I got all your money too. So it's been a fun year, obviously. I know some of you guys were put off by my aw shucks stuff. You know what? Not my problem. If that ticked you off, then it worked like a charm. So anybody who didn't like it, well, you can go ahead and, kiss it where the sun don't shine. Because it hasn't shone there in a long time. Anyway, so I did it. You can say what you want. So, a very special week. I'm going to do the list of Sad Dog, the top 10 people who I should thank for my championship. So, we're going to go in a strange order. So, thinking here. May take me a minute. No one's ever accused me of being super smart. So we will start with number 10. And that will be, and under my calculations, Brian Reynolds. Brian Reynolds. Outfielder for the Pirates. Didn't give me a lot of power, but he gave me extra bases and gave me high batting average. Quality fielder, 922 OPS. Nothing like what D-Harb's offense could do, but it ranked up there. So there you go. Number 9. I know you guys are going to laugh at this one, but Wade Miley. Yes, he imploded pretty much the last month of the year, but he actually did give me the quality start and the dub I needed to put myself over A-Harb in the semifinals that Sunday to move me ahead. Thank God he was pitching against Kansas City. But Miley, for the most part, for a while, was actually my consistent starter. And then, the bomb fell out and he was Wade Miley again. Number 8, Ian Kennedy, Royals. Kennedy was a pickup. Now, as I told Bedell this yesterday, I was kind of thinking he was just going to be a stopgap solution, that he was going to get lit up a couple times and be thrown out of the closer's role. But no, Kennedy picked up almost 30 saves this year, and they were quality saves. And I won a lot of save categories with him. And he who shall not be named for his little issue with the cops, and on the one I'm talking about in Pittsburgh. Yeah, I just can't bring myself to say the name. Anyway, so that happened. So Reynolds, Kennedy, Miley, that's a 7. Goes to the Santana man, Carlos Santana, the Indians corner guy. Santana, what I got for cheap in the auction draft, nobody really wanted him. I saw why. He struggled in Philadelphia, but going back to Cleveland, he was home again. He raked like nothing he's ever done before. So I benefited from a career year from Carlos Santana. I'll take that. 6, the great Trey Mancini. This one I have to credit Cody for, the two-time defending champ. He dropped him early on, picked him up, haven't looked back since. Trey Mancini just pulverized it. Baltimore, despite their record, they had some interesting bats. Jonathan VR was another pickup I had that was just quality. And thank you, Austin, for that one, because I don't know why he dropped him at the hottest time for him, which still makes 0 sense whatsoever. But thank you. And no, I'm not giving you any money for doing that, because it wasn't really Jonathan VR that put me over the top. It was kind of the pickups of Wainwright and Schwarber. But thank you nonetheless. So we're down to the next one, which is, I stopped count anyway. The next one goes to JT Real Muto. Real Muto came with high hopes in Philadelphia, along with their outfielder that went with them to from the Nationals. Real Muto struggled early on, and there were a couple times where I had that moment where I was like, I may have to drop him and consider Mitch Garver. But then I thought the better of it, and I was like, yeah, Garver's great, but A, he's injured a good bit, and B, he platoons every now and then. So I went with Real Muto, who pretty much played every day down the stretch and pretty much was a key into the Phillies, whatever run they had, he was part of it. So Real Muto played big down the stretch, so glad I got him. He was pretty much, I think it was my most expensive offensive pickup. So Real Muto at number 5, quality. Yeah, that's where I was, 5. So quality pickup there. Glad I did it. He was actually probably at the time my best offensive pickup in the auction draft. So Real Muto, thank you for a great run. Just glad you guys are out of the playoff race in Major League Baseball. I wouldn't say real baseball because we still play real. Number 4, Austin Meadows. Whew. Liked him. I thought he was going to do something this year. I didn't think he was going to do that much something, but he did a lot. He had that little lull pretty much back in June, July, and first half of August before he picked it up again and just destroyed everything he saw. So Austin Meadows was probably my offensive MVP this year, I think, overall. Love the guy, love the Tampa Bay Rays. I hope they get to the playoff, and I hope they shock the world and get to the World Series, honestly. I mean, Tampa Bay is probably my favorite non-Atlanta/Detroit team in baseball. So, Meadows, good luck. I may have to cave in and not Jake cave, but cave in and get a Rays Austin Meadows jersey. Number 3 goes to starts my big 3 crew. I'll say it's Max Scherzer at number 3. Scherzer was just dealing. He just did Max Scherzer stuff. He did get injured, and that kind of got me off the rails a little bit, but late in the season. But he's Max Scherzer, and you have to thank Holy Stars because he still gets those K-9 rates for sure. So Mad Max is at number 3. Number 2 is Jacob deGrom. deGrom scared me in April, May because he just could not pitch like last year. But then after May, it was Jacob deGrom all over again. Dealt. He was a gem. Glad I invested heavily in him, Scherzer, and my next one, which is my MVP of the year, and he's still my boy, even though he's wearing a different uniform, albeit the same colors, just different uniform, and that is number 1, Justin Verlander. JV, he's the man. All right, he is the man. He is the pitcher of this era, bottom line. He had a couple of years where he was off, and trust me, I yelled his holy name when he was pitching for the Tigers. But in the end, he never lost sight of what he could do as a pitcher. Love him, quality guy. He seems like a stand-up guy. I just wish, he could have retired, pitched all his time in Detroit. But I'm glad he actually went to Houston. They traded him Houston because he got his World Series ring, and hopefully he gets another one if it's not Tampa Bay. But Verlander dealt all year. Perfect game, not perfect game, no hitter. Anything you want, he can do. He's just the man. He's that, as Bedell would say, he's that bulldog every time out. He's my number 1 guy. I'm glad I picked him up and I outbidded Ant for him. So I invested in the arms. It paid off in the end. I just had to get a couple quality bats, which I did. Paid off in the end. And it all came together this year in the year of the Sav Dog. So the year of the Sav Dog ends with an exclamation mark and this baby. And next year, it is not going to be the year of the Sav. No. It's now the reign of the Sav Dog. Had a great time, despite some of the drama happening, but that's what makes our league great, I guess. Anyways, until 2020, this is the Sav Dog, signing off.